did you want to talk about Kansas City now?
Oh man, RIP. Let's go ahead and take a moment of silence. Okay. For Travis Kelce. Not sure he died, but I mean, he just washed apparently. The Kansas City Chiefs looked like they did the Michigan Wolverines did last year when Harbaugh got suspended for tampering, and they went out there and they honored him. The coach cried on the field afterwards and dedicated it to Jim. And it's like, what happened? It's like, oh, like he got suspended for cheating. It's, dude, like, why are we going out and rallying around this guy who just kind of sucks? Like, it's not even that he sucked. It's that someone called him out for being out of shape, and we're
Yeah.
gonna rally around him. And even then, he didn't look good. Like, so
It's
it is what it is.
7 catches, 89 yards. Pretty dominant performance from Travis Kelce compared
But
to his
it's
other
like,
games.
yeah, compared to, but it's like that's what you would expect from a guy who you're highly touting as this all-pro guy, like this guy who is the best tight end
So,
ever.
so I just want to give some context because I think you're referencing. So was it McShay went off about Kelsey not being in football shape, and everyone's kind of like treating him with kid gloves, not really bashing him because he hasn't looked good this year. And then the Chiefs come out pregame wearing Travis Kelsey shirts, and in the maybe the corniest move since Dylan Raiola of football this year.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You better chill off my quarterback, dog.
That how was that? That was super corny, right?
That
Wearing
was
the
corny
Travis
as
Kelsey
hell.
shirts for a guy who's just having a slow start to the season. Like,
Who came in out of shape? Yeah, that's fucking corny, dude. Again, he didn't die or anything. Like, why are we rallying like this because someone said, "Hey, he's not playing well. Why are we not criticizing him?" If this was anybody else, we would be criticizing them. It is what it is, dude. Like, yeah, he
yeah,
hasn't had a good start of the season.
yeah, we're not saying he's a bad player. We're not saying he can't do it anymore. We're just saying he had a slow start to the season, and one person criticized him, and the entire Chiefs team was like, "Oh, we gotta ride for this guy like crazy." Like, it wasn't even saying that he's gonna be like he's washed. McShay was just saying like he's gonna work himself into shape going forward.
Yeah, he was like, it's not to say that we're not going to see him back to form, but when you're out partying with Taylor Swift, drinking, you're filming a TV show, you're doing all these things, like, of course, like your head's not in it like it was in years previous. And how could it be? Realistically, you're with the most famous person on the face of this earth.
The controversial Chiefs officialing call of the week where people are complaining on a incomplete pass in the end zone. There was a defensive holding call. They're saying there wasn't defensive holding. I think they called it on the wrong guy because there was a linebacker holding. But yeah, we're hearing it again. Close game for the Chiefs. People are saying the refs are on their side. I think the Chargers just didn't have it in them. Like, Herbert has not thrown for 200 yards this season in this Harbaugh offense. This was his best game throwing the ball, 179 yards and a touchdown, and they just couldn't really punch in the end zone. They couldn't move the ball on this Chiefs team.
Yeah, and that's something that we've got to watch out and monitor for moving forward is how Harbaugh is going to handle Justin Herbert. And I know Justin Herbert isn't this guy that the big ego who like they kind of want to take the ball away from him and like, hey, you don't have to go out there and throw for 400 yards and us be in a dogfight. But this is a guy who's battling through injuries, who comes back, and then I don't know if you've seen the clip of him like beating his helmet against the bench after they lost, and it's like that's not a good sign. Like, yeah, it's good because you want that fire in a quarterback, but it's like this guy is so frustrated that he really thinks that they should have won this game. Did you put him in the best situation to help win? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing with Harbaugh is like he's a good guy who's really good at protecting a quarterback and being like, listen, I'm going to take all this shit off your plate. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play defense, give you weapons around you. But Herbert is looked at as a guy that's top 5 quarterback talent in the league. Oh, he could be up there with Mahomes and Burrow. Like, he should be up there. And this guy's just not producing numbers. Does that weigh on him at all? Does he not care about the numbers? I'm sure it must feel good when you're a quarterback and you have like a 300-yard, 3-touchdown day, but that looks like it's just never going to happen with Harbaugh this season with Herbert. And the point of having a top quarterback talent like that and then paying a top quarterback talent like that is when you need those 300, 400-yard games, he can get you those games. And right now it's just like, okay, the run game's not working, but also Herbert's just not in rhythm enough to really push the ball and get this win for us.
You got to find that happy middle spot, and I think going down the line, hopefully Jim Harbaugh does find that middle ground where Justin Herbert is in rhythm, but they still establish the run. They still punch people in the mouth, and I think that's where they're going to need to find that pretty quick.